Surprise, hermano. Angel.
What are you doing here?
Just passing through, I thought I'd try to catch you.
Good timing. You almost missed him.
Hey, buddy, it's late. Why don't you let me give you a ride back to wherever you're staying and we can catch up in the car? How's that sound, hermano?
Angel Batista has finally uncovered what so many before him only suspected. Dexter Morgan is the Bay Harbor Butcher. The shocking truth is out, but now comes the question no one can escape. What happens when the hunter finally corners the monster hiding in plain sight? Because this isn't just another case file. This is personal. Batista once called Dexter his friend, his colleague, his family.
I don't know what Jim Lindsay likes to eat, but my old pal Dexter Morgan loved himself a Cubano.
Little taste of home.
And yet, by the end of episode 7, their tense car ride ended with Dexter practically admitting it. If I really am who you think I am, this doesn't end well for you.
If I really am who you think I am, this can't possibly end well for you.
What Batista doesn't realize is that this secret game of cat and mouse has already begun, and he's just planted the most dangerous seed of all, a hidden tracker inside Dexter's car. So here's the chilling reality. Will Batista meet the same fate as James Dokes and Maria Laguerta? Or is he destined to be the first who finally brings Dexter to justice? History tells us one thing. Anyone who gets too close to Dexter Morgan's secret doesn't live to tell the story.
I'm a little tense, Angel. But I'll try my best not to let the team down.
Dokes was relentless, following his gut until he uncovered undeniable proof. But just when victory seemed in reach, it became his death sentence. Laguerta picked up that trail years later, determined to clear Dokes' name. She too connected the dots, cornered Dexter, and paid for it with her life.
James.
Now Batista stands on the same knife's edge. The tracker he planted could give him the one thing Dokes and Laguerta never had: hard evidence, GPS trails, time-stamp movements, maybe even video proof. But the closer he gets, the greater the danger becomes, because Dexter's mask has slipped before, and every time the result has been blood.
I'll never get used to killing in front of an audience.
He killed my brother. Help! Your secret is safe with me. Help!
Picture this. Batista follows the signal, only to stumble across Dexter in his kill clothes, plastic sheeting covering the walls, another victim begging for their life. At that moment, there's no going back. No lies, no excuses, only two choices: let Dexter kill him or risk exposing him to the world. And here's where it gets darker. Harrison has already shown his willingness to kill when his family is threatened. If he discovers Batista's surveillance, what's to stop him from eliminating the threat himself? In his mind, it wouldn't be murder, it would be protecting his father, the only family he has left. This would be the most tragic twist of all, because Batista wouldn't die chasing a hunch. He would die because he was right. But what if Batista's tracker doesn't just lead him to Dexter? What if it drags him into something far bigger and far deadlier? Because lurking beneath Dexter's secret is Leon Prater's underground serial killer network, a web of wealthy backers, professional killers, and carefully staged disappearances. And Batista might be seconds away from stumbling into it. Think about how this changes everything. At first, the tracker might look like it's only exposing Dexter's late-night movements. But then the pattern grows stranger. Meetings at private estates, the names tied to missing people that stretch far beyond Dexter's usual cycle. Suddenly, Batista isn't following one killer, he's uncovering an empire of them. This would turn Batista's investigation into something unprecedented. Dokes and Laguerta were chasing a single man. Batista, he could uncover the largest organized killing operation in history. And here's the terrifying part. If Prater and his enforcer Charlie realize Batista is watching, they won't hesitate. Unlike Dexter, who still feels the sting of friendship and loyalty, Charlie operates like a soldier, cold, efficient, lethal.
What the?
No luck, huh?
Charlie.
If she suspects a Miami Metro detective is sniffing around, Batista could disappear overnight, framed as corrupt, or silenced in what looks like an accident. One wrong move, and his investigation doesn't just fail, it kills him. But here's where the moral tension twists even deeper. What if Batista realizes Dexter isn't working with the network, but against it? That his old colleague is systematically eliminating Prater's monsters one by one. Suddenly, Batista isn't sure if capturing Dexter means protecting innocent lives, or destroying the only person actually dismantling a threat law enforcement could never touch. This would force Batista into an impossible crossroads. His duty as a cop is clear: expose Dexter. But what if doing so unleashes a network of killers far worse than him? Does he sacrifice his principles to protect the greater good, or stand firm even if it means chaos? And the dangers don't end there. Imagine if Charlie intercepts the tracker before Batista can act. She could manipulate the data, frame Batista as unstable, or even set him up as a target. Meanwhile, Prater has the wealth and influence to twist the narrative completely. Batista could become a scapegoat, branded a rogue cop who pushed too far, while the real monsters remain untouched. This theory doesn't just threaten Batista's life. It threatens to unravel the entire show's core dynamic, because for the first time, Dexter isn't the biggest monster in the story. He might be the only one standing in the way of something worse. And Batista, he might not live long enough to decide which side he's really on. On one hand, history suggests he's walking straight into Dexter's kill room. That tracker could seal his fate, making him the third Miami Metro detective to die for being right. On the other hand, Batista might be the one who finally breaks the cycle, exposing Dexter to the world, forcing him to live as the monster everyone knows but no one can legally cage. And if that isn't enough, there's the possibility that Batista's investigation unlocks an even darker secret: Prater's network, dragging him into a war with forces more dangerous than Dexter has ever faced. No matter which way it goes, one thing is certain: Batista has pushed Dexter Morgan into a corner, and a cornered Dexter is the most dangerous version of him we've ever seen. So what do you think? Does Batista die a hero, live to expose the Butcher, or find himself fighting monsters bigger than Dexter? Drop your theory in the comments. I want to hear which one you believe is most likely. And if you're still watching, prove you're part of the true Dexter fan base. Type "dark secret" in the comments so I know you're here until the end. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stick around, because Batista might have just changed Dexter's story forever.